Hello and welcome to Tae Kwon Do Training. I'll be your instructor for today's show, Bob Lemire. Joining me on today's show, great friend of mine. We've been training together probably 36 years. 36 years, a long time. Grandmaster Barry Drago. Welcome, Mr. Drago. As I say, we've been training for probably about 36 years. I can remember the day you walked into the school and we laughing and stuff. One of the great reasons Tae Kwon Do is so good, and I always tell a lot of people this, especially when you're training with people you love and people you hang out with and have some laughs. It's like a winning baseball team, or it's like a Super Bowl team. The camaraderie you have, and everything's funny, you're joking around all the time, and it makes you want to come back for more. So not just for Tae Kwon Do I would want to come back and train, but my buddies and my friends. And this man right here is one of the main reasons I stayed in Tae Kwon Do. Not I would have stayed anyway, but that I enjoyed it so much. You're going to hear me calling him the Dragon. That's his name. We call him the Dragon. They call me Clutch, so for my nickname. But the Dragon's, he's got these tattoos that are phenomenal. And what we're going to do is something very, very easy again for you at home. Basic technique, and we're going to break it down. All right, so if you want to train at home and get some finer points, some of the stuff we've probably done in the past. You know, I've done many, many, many shows, so a lot of times I'll repeat, but I'll do something different. If you can get one thing out of each technique that's going to help you with it, it's a success. All right, so you want to stretch first. You have to stretch probably about 20 minutes or whatever. Keep your body nice and limber, and then you can start doing your kicks. What we're going to do is spin back kick. All right, I'm gonna turn it over to Grandmaster Drago. He's going to just break it apart and show you some different types of back kicks.
Okay, so if we think about spin back kick, I'm going to use in this stance, I'm in what we would call a left fighting stance, whatever. This stance is, just think of it this way. It can be defensive, hands open this way. If somebody's talking, you're like, hey, I don't want a problem. All you have to do is close your hands, and it can be an offensive stance. Now, you can defend yourself if you have to. So when we do spin back kick, a lot of people will want to stay far away. You actually want to be kind of close, because after you spin and you hit this pad, you want to drive through the pad. We don't want to be back here and just barely touch the pad. We want to drive through it, right? So think of your left shoulder right here. You're going to line directly up. If Grandmaster Lemire is my target, this is my target. My left shoulder, my left hip, right onto this pad. It's center line. I don't want to be over here somewhere, because now I'm going to circumvent my kick. So from here, right, my defensive position, close my hands, arm length away. All I'm going to do to break it in half is I'm going to pivot. I'm facing the opposite direction. Now I'm going to kick with this back leg. It's going to come straight back. I'm almost going to rub my thighs together. Boom. I don't even have to see, right? So here, turn, boom. I don't even have to see the pad. Here, turn, boom. That's simple. And if that feels good, you can add a little jump to it, right? So if I'm here, boom, you just add a little hop. Here, boom, right? You don't have to drive through, hammer the pad, get used to it, feel comfortable. We don't want to put so much power when we get started that we get hurt, right? So we do this is my right leg. So try both sides, not just one side. We always have to do both sides, right? Grandmaster Lee, you want to do a couple?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do the hop here. And then without, right? Just drive through. Simple.
Even though I have this pad, and look at how thick it is, it drives right through your stomach. And believe me, he's going easy here. He can drive me right back through the wall there. We don't want to see me go flying through the wall or whatever, so we're just going to try to keep it nice and easy with you. But the power that generates, and that's good. That's great for and I see it a lot in Tae Kwon Do competition. Spin back kick. If you can pull that off, you're going to get the person here. Right. And again, you can do that kick high section. You can do it to the knees. It's a perfect little kick, and it doesn't take too much effort. Just one thing about let's talk maybe about the pivot. I always talk about pivot to make sure that you're tight in close. Watch as he pivots and he turns. All right. See as he turns. Look at the pivot. He comes straight up. Here. Yep. And pushes it right out. If you don't pivot, you're doing this, and there's no distance, which will give you speed and power. Okay, so that's your spin back kick. You know, and I always have a chair. Sometimes you can hold the chair and just practice the back kick so you keep your balance, all right? We won't do the chair today, just we're going to go over some basics.
There is one thing to watch out. When you do this in Grandmaster holding the pad, when I pivot, I don't want to bring my leg to the outside. You can, this way. But what's going to happen is if you come here, you want this kick straight, delivering straight through to the pad. If I come off this way, now I'm going in a different direction. So when we pivot, make this nice and tight. You don't even have to look at the pad. Here, boom. We just don't want to swing to the outside or overshoot it to the inside. You want it nice and straight. Left shoulder, left hip. This is exactly where my right leg's going to go. Boom. Straight through.
And you notice even when he's explaining to me and he's turning around throwing no kick at all, just, I'm nervous. I tighten my stomach up. Because if all of a sudden he decides to throw a kick and I don't know, it's going to hit my stomach. All right, so I don't like too much pain. Speaking about pain, we used to, years ago when we were younger, we would train and spar at least once a week, twice a week. Boy, we'd beat each other up. Yeah, no pads. We were all young kids. Never wore pads, and we just almost full contact. We say no full contact, but it turned out full contact.
It was.
And boy, we have some memories and laughing and body parts ripping off. And
go home completely bruised.
All bruised up, yeah.
Completely bruised.
Well, then we'd brag about the bruises. I'd say, well, look at what you gave me here. And you go, oh, well, you know, back and forth. All right, so I'm going to try something. We'll do a little hand technique now. Little back fist action. When we do our back fist, and as you can see, when we train close to each other like this, we're using masks. When I'm by myself, no, and if I was just standing here talking this way, I wouldn't need it. But we're going back and forth this way, so we're going to keep the mask on because of COVID. Hopefully you can hear us well. Sometimes it gobbles out, you know. So you're going to see he's got a pad, all right? You really don't need the pads to do this exercise, but I want to show you some power and how we work. He's going to say he's going to be maybe the other stance. Yeah. He's going to say very slow, throw a jab. My hands are already up here. He throws a jab. Look at how easy it is. It's like palm block. I call it palm block. And it redirects. See? It redirects his body and the punch. Even if he threw it fast, all right? Look at how fast. I can meet him here, all right? So all I'm doing is this. So someone comes at you and they want to throw a jab, and you're already here. You always want to keep your hands up by your head. You practice that in the mirror. You're here. All right? Now, you're in this position, and you know how I always talk about a flow. You're in this position. Now, what would be great to do, you know, after that move? You could do a kick. You can do something with this hand. But how about here? You're already here. Spin back fist. All right? So it's pa-pa. All right? Pa-pa. All right? So I'm here very slow. Here. So instead of hitting the pad, he'd throw that, and I'd hit him in the back, in the temple, or the nose, or the jaw. A good back fist, and remember you're hitting with your middle finger and your index finger, you're hitting with those knuckles. A good back fist to the head, because of the way you throw this thing and the snap. And again, we did a whole show on hip jog last week. You can throw a hip jog in there, you break body parts, especially in the head area. All right? And as I say, you know, take these two knuckles, right, and hit yourself in the head very lightly. Wow, you're going to feel a little pain. All right? So we'll go slow, and then we'll pick up some speed. Here. All right? So from here, so notice I'm keeping this hand here. I block. And when I block, his body just tilts just a little forward. Then I go for the head. All right? Ready? See how fast I'm here, and I'm not taking that much. All right? So he's here. Now I'm trying to stay in a stance. I'm not doing it from here, and I'm not doing it from the opposite stance with my hand because now I got to reach. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. I know what I might want to do if I see that hand move. All right? You got to kind of know what you want to do on certain circumstances. Same thing with blocks, any kind of block. So you're watching the body, and you watch the eyes, you can see the whole body. All right? So we're here. He wants to fight. This right here, all right, if I hit him in the jaw, hit him in the temple, you probably kill him if you hit him right. We're concentrating these two knuckles. small little area hits there, all right, with some power. The temple's very weak. Your jaw is even weaker. Your nose, we've broken our nose more than once. And then you walk away or run away or do whatever you got to do. All right, see, I'm not even doing a hip jog. I'm just trying to. Now with a hip jog, all right, that you'll pick up speed. All right, and with that back fist, you want to hit certain areas, but you can hit anywhere in the head, and you're going to do some damage. You're going to stop your opponent. All right, hey, that's good for that. That was easy enough. What are we doing here?
Let's do the body pad, the body bag again. Body pad. Okay, we're going to the same. Again, as Grandmaster Lemire pointed out, and I had said, again, we always want to be in some sort of a stance, if you can. Sometimes you get caught off guard, but somebody's talking something. All you have to do is take a step back and look. My hands come up. Hey, I don't want a problem. All I have to do is close my fist, and now I can defend myself. Very defensive. Very like, hey, I don't want to. All you have to do is close your hands at this point, and now I can defend myself. I have to. So you're in a situation, bad situation, right? Again, we're here. We're in this, again, is what we will call left fighting stance, right? You just want to relax. Think of a boxer, hence the term fighting stance. Hands up. If I close my hands and I decide I'm going to attack, I'm going to do 2 punches, but I want to concentrate on a short little kick to this pad. So if I'm here, I do left punch, right punch. If Grandmaster Lemire didn't have this pad and someone was there, they have to account for that, right? If I'm here, boom, boom, he has to account for my hands. 1, 2, boom. Just a little short kick to the groin, midsection, sternum, whatever you want. I'm here, boom, boom, boom. It comes right out. We don't want to, it's almost like a half count. So if I'm here, 1, 2, bang, this comes out. As this is coming, this leg is coming. 1, 2, right? So, 1, 2, that's all, right? Very easy, to the groin, knee, sternum. Again, it's a very, very simple thing. You don't have to be stretched out, nothing. Shoes on, it doesn't matter. Defensive position, hands up, 1, 2, bang. That's all.
Notice again, and I always bring this up every show, most important thing in a lot of the stances, remember the fighting stance, he's right into it now, just almost like you're walking. Notice I'm in a forward stance because I'm trying to keep my balance even better. I'm not going to attack from this position. This is my fighting stance, this is my forward stance. But and I could be in a back stance also, but even his front snap kick, very powerful, all right? Front snap kick seems like it's the most basic, which it is. And I remember I was 17 years old having lunch with Grandmaster Mu Young Lee. And, we got flashy kicks. We got kicks all up in the air, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, I said, Grandmaster Lee, what's your favorite kick? He goes, front snap kick. I was thrown back. Front snap kick? That's got to be the most basic kick in the world. And he goes, exactly. So right. that's the answer you would get from him all the time, exactly. Now, in the chamber, maybe we can explain just a little more on the chamber.
Good point. Yeah, as you were talking, I was thinking that. So the other thing we want to think about, anytime we kick, or even when we punch, so if I do the same technique, this left punch, right punch with this little short front snap kick, I have to chamber this leg. I'm not just doing this. I'm not straight legging it up and leaving my leg. So if I do 1, 2 punch, I'm chambered because I can kick front snap kick, side thrust kick, hook. I can do whatever I want from that position. All our kicks chamber. Same place. And after I deliver the kick, 1, 2, I rechamber. What I don't want to do is 1, 2, and leave your leg hanging there. You get trapped. Somebody can pull it, drag you down, and then all of a sudden you got a whole other set of problems on your hands. So again, your good stance, right? Fighting stance. Hands up. 1, 2. Rechamber. You can come right here, or you can step forward. 1, 2, as if you're going to move forward. You have a lot of options. 1, 2, bang. If I want to come back, I can. And I can move in, do something else. But you want to rechamber. You always have to chamber. It is about positioning, right? Stances and body positioning. So remember that as you're practicing this. Good stance. 1, 2, chamber, kick, rechamber. As you're practicing, come back.
And you notice the flow. He's got 1, 2, and going in the same direction. He's not going 1, 2, and then kicking with the opposite leg. I mean, you can,
right.
But you're always going for that flow where your body's going in the same direction and not fighting each other. All right, so That's an excellent one.
And by the way, so we're doing this. I'm right-handed. This is my natural position. We're always, in Taekwondo, we always do both sides. So if you're right-handed, you're going to start from this. You'll be comfortable here. Try and do it from the opposite side as well. We always have to do the other side. You never know what's going to happen. Here, same thing. 1, 2. Same thing. 1, 2. Right? Very, very simple.
And you can hit to the groin. You can hit to the knee.
Right.
You can hit to the groin area, and then you can hit to the solar plex or the philtrum if you want to go high. You got all your options. Right. As he says, as he's coming at you, they're going to try. They see those punches coming. So if we're really going to fight, and he wants to throw his punches, right? See, I'm only interested in those punches. I don't want to get hit. And if I know anything, I'm going to try to block him up here. Now you left yourself wide open.
Right.
And then once he does that kick, right? 1, 2, boom. I drop my hands, boom. You know, it's kind of too easy. That's what I say. That's good. All right. I was telling him how fast the show goes. We got
10 minutes.
We got about 10 minutes left. We're going to do spin back fist. I'm going to do a spin back fist.
You want this side? Yeah, this side.
Yeah, let me do my right hand. You know, we always try to do right and left, all right, so that we can pick up power on both sides. All right? If I only did my right on everything, your arm would be this big and this arm would be palsy, right? So this way, what you do is practice back and forth. If I hurt my good side, and that happens a lot, you hurt your good leg, so you keep training, but you don't use that. You let it rest, you let it kind of heal a little, and then your other side gets better, all right? So I'm going to do my right, because that's my best, and I want to show you my best, because I'm a righty. Spin back fist. This kick just is the greatest. Spin back fist, yeah. This attack is good. From here, I'm up here. Now, I can make any move, especially anything that draws attention, say waving my hands or flickering my fingers, throw a punch, to get their hands, all right, to draw them off, right? So even if I did this back fist, all right, catches him right off guard. You're here, you're spinning. Now see, I'm keeping my stance so that when I spin, I'm still in a fighting stance, so I could run or whatever I want to do. The stance is one of the most important things you could do to keep your balance. And whenever I work out with anybody and I see a real good kick or a real good move, and they throw the kick and they fumble, I say, that's a beautiful kick, but you have to keep your balance. And a lot of times you'll try to throw that kick so hard to either impress or to just practice it, but not get the balance. You have to bring it back and slow down. So keep your balance after every motion. All right? I'm here. All right? Spin. Look at how I'm chambering here. All right? My hands are still up. I'm chambering. Snap right at the last second. And if I use my hip jog, wow, knock them right out. All right? So you're here. All right? Go easy. You try to see this spot on this bag. That's what we always try to get. You want to get a target so that you're used to that target. The more you do it, the easier it's going to be. All right? Spin. Now I'm kind of not turning all the way. I'm using my peripheral vision just so that I can see enough, so I don't have to turn all the way. Everything you do is for speed, all right, and so that you don't slow your motion down. After I hit, see, I come back. I'm not going to hit. Oh, a lot of people go, whoom, all right? You do that and you're wide open, you're off balance. Everything is short, sweet, with balance for your next move. And remember, I always say, next move. You go one move after another. So I always think, I got another move, I better be in the right stance, all right? So you start off slow. All right, then you try to pick it up a little. All right, you're here. Just try to pick it up. You know that'd knock somebody right out. All right, if you hit them in the face. If their hands are up, you'd go right through their hands because you're right there. After we do that back fist, we'll do it one more time. No, the same thing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right? After we do the back fist here, look at the stance I'm in, as I say. All right?
Boom, boom, back kick.
Grandmaster Dre goes back kick right there. You're right there. So you came in. Right? You hit him in the head. Now they're seeing stars. Woo. go maybe midsection with a nice back kick, they're gone. All right, so that's pretty easy. Hands up, spin, hands up, spin. Now see how I'm keeping this parallel to the floor. All right, now I'm hitting with those 2 knuckles again, index finger and middle finger, those knuckles. If you hit with the other knuckles or the whole hand, it's not wrong, but they're weak. You know they're weak. The ring finger and the baby finger are weak, and it'll turn your wrist. But if you hit exactly with those 2 knuckles, especially breaking boards, chances are you won't break your fingers. And again, we want to stay safe. If you're doing with this your children and stuff and using a pillow or something, please watch out, because a lot of times, especially in this one, if someone's holding here, all right, he was holding here, and all of a sudden I'm new, and I miss the pad, I knock him out. All right, and it's happened. You know, you get a new person or even someone who's good, and you're not thinking. When you're holding the pad or you're working out with someone, you have to concentrate that you don't get hurt on their inexperience. Okay?
Right.
Do we have another one?
We have one more.
One more.
A small hand pad.
All right.
You can hold it right. So this is something, if somebody were going to throw a punch, or even if someone was going to grab you. Somebody goes to grab you, you never want to this is when you're going to try to defend yourself. When it's here, it's too late. You can still defend yourself, but now everything changes once they grab you or they have your clothing. So this is if somebody's coming to grab you, right? We're in our stand, we're in our defensive stance, right? Hands up. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to do a knife hand strike right from here. Bang, right? Right from here. My fingers are all closed, nice and tight. Bang, okay? So here, and then what I want to do as I hit this, I want to slide right up to the neck, okay? Again, as Grandmaster Lemire was talking about, if you touch your temple, especially if somebody's talking and their jaw is open, all done, and your neck, very, 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 very tender. So as Grandmaster Lemire is pointing out with the 2 knuckles, we're concentrating all that power in a very, very small area. Creates much more damage than spreading it out over a wider area, such as the whole back of your hand. Same thing with a knife hand, right? It's a blade. So it's a very small area rather than being flat. So if I come here, and I just move right in. This hand's ready. My left hand's ready if I have to. I can come low, whatever, right? But as I hit that neck, 1, 2, we want to slide right in, right into the neck.
Just you doing that. Now you just touched me in the neck. Take your finger and go like that to your neck. A lot of pain. So you get that knife hand to the neck or the temple, again, death. You can't play around with this stuff.
Very, very painful.
Right? You have to, and you got to use your judgment.
So this, years and years ago, as Grandmaster Lemire had mentioned, I've been with him for 35, 36 years, whatever it's been. I remember long before I was a black belt, I was still training, and I remember Grandmaster Lemire talking about this, and he said, hey, just poke yourself, just try it. And I remember doing this in the middle of class, and I'm going, wow, can you imagine, seriously, somebody,
no,
just come
kill
in.
him, kill him. That hurts right there. You just touching me.
It's very, very painful.
So, as they say, you can hurt each other if if you really don't pay attention, if parents don't watch their kids doing this.
Yeah, you do have to be careful. We don't actually want to hit each other.
And the thing is, when we do blocks, we're not kung fu, and I'm not knocking any art, because if you practice any art, you're going to get good at it. And that's, kung fu is a slow kind of movements and stuff. Tae Kwon Do is smash and grab, I call it. Smash and grab. When we do blocks, we smash. Our blocks are an attack.
Correct.
So if I'm going to go grab him, look at my hands, wide open and loose, and he breaks my hand. He breaks my wrist, or whatever he hits. Now all the pain, you know what I'm saying? It's just an overkill. Tae Kwon Do to me is an overkill, and.
So think of this as Grandmaster Lemire. His hand is he's coming to grab me. Now when we block, all of our blocks are attacks. They're designed to create pain. So no, this isn't going to force him to stop. He's going to continue. But what's going to happen is you have tendons that run all up your forearm, right here. So when I do this knife hand block, bang. And if I'm off a little bit and I get right at the joint here, that's going to hurt, right? It's going to cause pain. I really want it right here. When you hit this and you practice this, you'll feel it. I'm telling you, you'll feel it all the way up your arm. So here, bang. Pain in this instance is my friend. Me creating pain is it's my friend. One, and then I'm going to move straight in. And again, this left hand, look, it's chambered. So I'm going to strike and move in, and now I can come over the top if I have to or want. Again, here, I can do that back kick, hook kick, whatever. So defensive position, right, boom, and move in. Right? Boom, boom. Here, boom. That's all. Very, very simple.
And it is simple.
Very
And as
simple.
he does this block, he's already in this type of position where he's hit. So now when he goes to do the attack, he's just sliding it right up the arm.
That's right. Think of that attacking arm as a rail. One, I'm going to follow it straight up. I don't have to come here. I can reach in if I want.
Now it's
But
triple overkill.
Here, boom, I slide
Whoa.
right. It's much quicker.
Yeah.
It's going to go right. I'm using his body to guide me right where I want to hit, right here.
You know, just by touching me, that hurts. You know, I'm kind of delicate.
I
You
had
know.
to take advantage of it. So I don't get that opportunity often.
That's the show right there, my friend, Mr. Dragon.
Thank you, sir.
I'm trying to talk Grandmaster Drago. His wife is second degree?
Second degree.
Second degree black belt also. So imagine the little battles they might have there. And I want him to do a couple of shows for me down the road. So this is that'll be fun. And we have a sense of humor that we have more fun together. And a couple of Grandmaster Pelletier, the Reverend who was on with the sword. We all train on a Saturday morning or whenever, and we try to, sometimes we split apart for maybe a couple of months or a year, whatever, then we try to get back together because, you know, things are happening. And with this COVID, we're all going nuts. But again, I want to thank you, Grandmaster Drago.
Thank you, sir.
Till next time, train hard and have fun.